Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat, and today I am doing my mid-year freakout book tag. I will leave the original creators down below. As always, you know what this tag is. Let's just get into it. So number one, the first question right off the bat, the best book you've read so far. This for me goes to Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. We are following a young woman and her best friend goes missing. And when she is looking into what really happened to her best friend Monday, things start to unravel from there. This book hit me like a punch in the gut. I think it also was hitting me at that time because like my sister was visiting and I was just feeling like all the emotions ever. Other people who have read this perhaps didn't love it as much as I did, but I think it's like a case of a beautiful book at just the right time. And I absolutely loved it, and Tiffany D. Jackson immediately went to the top of my list of people I want to read more from. So this is number one for me right now. Next is the best sequel so far. For this, I'm gonna do a very recent read, which I was gushing about in my last wrap up. I will leave the link down to that below. This is Mindf number 2 through 5 of the Mindf series by S.T. Abbey. It is so freaking good. Please, everyone read this. I was having the time of my freaking life. This is shelved as dark romance on Goodreads. That's incorrect. It is mystery thriller with lots of bloody revenge. We're following a female main character who had something horrendous happen to her in the past, and she plans and plots and trains for 10 years in order to get back at the town and the people who wronged her. This is so freaking good. Each novel is only about 100 pages, so it totally counts as the sequel question, but there is also a bind up of all 5 together. I highly recommend it because it has the much better cover. So, highly recommend if you like dark, violent revenge thrillers. So the next 2 questions are about releases that I'm interested in. So of course, The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This is on my July TBR, so I will be reading this one for the reading rush. I will leave that TBR video down below as well. Also, The Mermaid of Black Conch, which the cover got me. I have ordered this, I'm waiting for it to come. Also, The Sound of the Stars, which I did buy recently, and it came in the mail. This is by Alechia, and this is dealing with an alien race that has taken over Earth, and a girl who has a secret library when an alien finds her, and then they set off on a journey together. It sounds amazing, and yeah, I just can't wait to read it. Another one is Almond. This is about a young boy who doesn't feel emotions, and his family kind of helps him navigate life. But one day when there's a violent act that occurs and rips his family from him, he has to learn new ways to deal with things. I just thought it sounded amazing. And the last one that I want to talk about is Blue Ticket by Sophie Mackintosh. It has just come out. It's brand new. Can't wait to get my hands on it. It's dealing with a dystopian world where if you get a blue ticket, you can't have kids, and if you get a white ticket, you can. And our main character gets a blue ticket, and I think she's gonna try and dupe this system. So the next question is most anticipated releases July to December. Obviously, I'm gonna name a bunch as well. Wonderland by Zoje Stage, who wrote Baby Teeth. Can't wait, sounds dark. We also have Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory, who wrote Wilder Girls. Can't wait for that one as well. When I Was 10. Who doesn't love some gory children's stuff? We also have Tender is the Flesh, which is about eating humans. Sounds dark. Love a good translated book. Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, which of course she is an auto-buy author for me now, and I will read everything she writes. The Harpy, which is about a husband who cheats, I believe, on his wife, and he is going to allow his wife to hurt him 3 times, and I think it gets pretty dark. And of course, then the last one is Phoenix Extravagant by Joosun Lee. This one, okay, dragons and queerness. That's all I'm gonna say. Highly anticipated. Also, the cover is amazing. Next question is biggest disappointments. For this one, I have 2, and I think the reason they were such disappointments is because not only did I feel ashamed when I read them, but I was buddy reading with Jordan. So I also made her read these shitty books. And first is The Wasp Factory. goddamn, if I could take back, and if I could go back in time, I would have never gifted this to her, and we would have never buddy read this, because this was a dumpster fire, and no. And Putney, it was just absolutely no. There was a message that was so strong throughout the book of female empowerment, reclaiming space, reclaiming your body, and then the ending just like completely undid all that work. So I don't even have those books anymore, gave them away, not for it. Next question is biggest surprise, and this is definitely going to the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey, which I mentioned earlier. I went into this thinking it was going to be dark romance. The covers convinced me that it was all about sex and lingerie, and in fact, it's not about sex and not about lingerie. It's about bloody revenge and gore. Very pleasantly surprised with that one. If you guys really want to read that, like I really want you to read it, each novella is only 99 cents on Kindle right now, so you can read all 5 for $5. So, dozo. Let's talk about favorite new authors. So I have 2. One is fiction and one is romance. My favorite fiction author currently at the moment, Tiffany D. Jackson, like I said, Monday's Not Coming blew me away. I had Allegedly by her on reserve at the library. Then the pandemic flared up again in Melbourne, so the libraries are closed again, so I don't know when I'll be able to read that. And I'm also highly anticipating Grown, which is out later in the year. The way she writes is just so beautiful, and her story creation is just like top freaking tier. Another one, the romance one, is Talia Hibbert. I don't know how I was sleeping on Talia Hibbert, but an amazing romance writer, and I will absolutely be reading the Brown Sisters duology. And I just haven't got to it yet because I binged Talia Hibbert last month, and I'm trying to not read through everything she's written because I would really like to savor her books and be able to like slow drip her romances. Like if you haven't and you like romance, please do read anything by Talia Hibbert. So next question is new fictional crush, and for this I'm also including like favorite relationship. So there's 2 individual people and then 1 relationship that I'm just like, yes. For fictional crush, Griffin from Work For It by Talia Hibbert. Griffin is like this curmudgeonly farmer who's really a teddy bear, but he's awkward with people, so people think he is like kind of mean and intimidating, but really he's just like this honey bunny. And I'm just like, I love him so much, and I loved their relationship, but especially him as a character. Basically, like, that's my husband. Like a little sweet bun baby. So on the opposite side of the sweet bun spectrum is Lana from Mindfuck, the serial killer. I feel like she would just crush me below her boot heel, and I would be like, I love it. I love you. She is just perfection. And a relationship that I totally love is Abel and Naomi from Defy the Stars by Claudia Gray. So this is a YA like space fantasy adventure featuring Naomi, who is a space fighter, and Abel, who is a really intelligent AI who starts to develop human emotions, and God, do I love them together. I just love them so much. I have the second one on my TBR for July, and I cannot wait to get to it. So actually it's kind of the same for favorite character. Lana from Mindfuck, she is just so badass and such an amazing, amazing heroine. Like so often when you have a dark heroine, she's often like sweet, or she cowers, or she questions herself. Nuh-uh. Lana is all about the revenge and her checklist of bloody horrors. I just love her so much. And then also Abel from Defy the Stars. He is an AI, and if you guys have been watching the channel, I really like AI human stuff for some reason, and his development from like being straight AI to then developing over time some subroutine like human emotions is just so fascinating, and I like love him as a character. So next is books that made me cry. For this, I'm gonna say Sadie by Courtney Summers as one of the answers. This is following Sadie, who's going after the person who killed her sister. The ending just really got me, and I did cry some tears. But the one that had me sobbing like a baby is Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. I mean, I was sobbing so hard. I didn't even know what to do with myself. I think I was feeling all the feels, and the ending just like, I don't even know, it was like a sledgehammer out of nowhere, and I was crying, like sobbing. So if you feel like having your heart broken, these are 2 books to check out. Books that made me happy. Again, I'm boring. I'm so boring. So we have Defy the Stars. I'm happy because of their relationship. And then the Mindfuck series. I'm happy because it has such a sweet revenge arc. Like, yeah. You know, like when characters are just written so evil and like you just really want them to get their comeuppance, and then they do, and you're just like, yes, love it. Yeah, so those 2 books made me happy in completely different ways. One, I was happy, like, oh, that's so sweet. The other one, I was happy, like, blood and gore and guts. So, depends what you're looking for. So, the penultimate question is the most beautiful books you've bought this year, and both of these are actually ones I haven't hauled yet, so you get a sneak peek. If any of you guys know, Demian by Herman Hesse is one of my favorite books of all time, and I found this in an op shop recently, and I could not buy this copy. I don't know if you can see this. Isn't that just the most stunning cover of all time? Like, what? Are we living in an art gallery? Yes. So I picked this up for like nothing at an op shop, and I was thrilled. The other one is The Sound of the Stars, which I recently purchased, and I just think this cover is absolutely stunning. I love this color combination, love the dystopian world vibes, love the reflection in the water, just take my money. And the last question is books I need to read by the end of the year. So I have 2 different piles here, and they're both shameful. So one pile is books that I have tried to read and put in my TBRs so many times and haven't picked up. So these 2 are Soft Science by Franny Choi, which I have put in so many TBRs, and it's so little, but still haven't read it. Shame on me. The other one is The Electric State by Simon Stålenhag. This one is in my July TBR, so like fingers crossed that I finally fucking get to this one. And then the other pile is the 3 books that I shipped and moved with us from Japan that I haven't yet read. So that means that they've been on my bookshelves for longer than 2 years, because we've been here for 2 years and haven't read them. So the 3 books that I haven't read are No Longer Human by Osamu Dazai, The Sea and the Poison by Shusaku Endo, and Romantic Outlaws by Charlotte Gordon, The Extraordinary Lives of Mary Wollstonecraft and Mary Shelley. Now this one I do take exception to, because like I am this far of the way through. This took me a month to read this much, but I am like very slowly making my way. So like I would love to finish this year. And then these 2 little ones, they're pretty small. Damn. The only thing is that they are really depressing topics. So this one is about a young man coming to terms with himself in like a very depressing world. And this one is about a doctor who did experiments on captured American soldiers during the war. So dark, and you know, the world is dark enough right now. So we will see if I like pick these 3 up by the end of the year. I would love to, but we'll see. I'll try. So yeah, that is my mid-year freakout. I hope that you guys do read some of these books, because I'm really excited about them. I can't wait, and I just like doing this tag because it's nice. It's a document of every year that goes by on BookTube. If you guys have made it this far, please leave some plant emojis down below. I will chat to you guys in another video soon. Hope you all are doing so well. Bye for now. Toodles.